Hey, what's up guys? It's Freak here again, and today I have a quick little overview of the 7.3.5 patch notes. So there's not a whole lot going on here as far as class changes or anything, but there are some nice new features coming to 7.3.5. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Alright, so let's go ahead and go over the new features coming to 7.3.5. So, a scaling world. Every zone in Kalimdor, Eastern Kingdoms, Outland, Northrend, Pandaria, and Draenor now use the leveling scaling system introduced in Legion. This new scaling system greatly increases the amount of options you have when deciding where to quest and when to move on to the next zone. All corresponding dungeons and rewards therein now scale as well. So, basically, to dig a little deeper with this, all of the zones from Classic WoW all the way up to Warlords of Draenor will now use a zone scaling system where if you're leveling in the zone, say you're leveling in a Classic zone, it will now allow you to level in that zone from 1 to 60. And then when you move on to content from TBC, you'll be able to level from in any zone from TBC from level 61 to 70, and so on and so forth with all the rest of the expansions. So this allows players to, really dive into the questing line, and it really helps, players understand, what they're doing, what's going on in the expansions, rather than just getting halfway through a zone and then moving on to the next zone because they've reached a certain level cap. So it should make leveling a lot more interesting, and I believe that they did some behind the scenes changing with heirlooms as well as how fast mobs die and all this other stuff with the scaling as well. So leveling should be a lot more smooth. It should feel a little more realistic, not just one-shotting mobs. So if you guys have nothing to do right now in Legion, I highly recommend maybe leveling up an alt or anything right now, because leveling will be a lot better now. Alright, so enough about the new leveling system. Let's go ahead and get on to the rest of the new features. So Ulduar will now be available for time walking. It looks like they're adding in a new Silithus quest line. Players who have completed Entourus, the Burning Throne will be summoned to your capital cities, from which you will travel to Silithus to investigate the strange events surrounding the impact of Sargeras' blade. So look for this new quest line upon logging in. So they're just trying to fill the gap of boredom between now and when the new expansion drops. This one here I'm really excited for. A new battleground, Seething Shore, is available. The Alliance and Horde fight over a precious new resource, Azeroth, in this new 10v10 battleground. Seething Shore is a King of the Hill battleground where the first faction to collect 10 pieces of Azeroth from randomly spawned nodes wins. The Seething Shore will become available as the story in Silithus unfolds. So I played this battleground on PTR and it was really fun. It's very fast paced. It's very cool. I'm actually really excited for this to be on live now. But it seems like either they're gonna release it as a maybe a hot patch in the future, or we actually have to do this questline to unlock the battleground. I'm not really sure. We'll go ahead and have to see what they do. Alright, so let's go ahead and jump into the updated features. Legendary items. Arcanomancer Viridial's hard work has paid off, and he now offers a token that transforms into a random Legion legendary for your specialization for 1000 Awakening Essences. Activities now award 6 times as many Awakening Essences as before, and you can also continue to come to Viridial to upgrade the Legion legendary items you already have for the cost of 300 Awakening Essences. So if you guys don't know how to get Awakening Essences, or you don't know where to buy this new item or anything like that, go ahead and check out my video that I have on my channel about all of this that I did on the PTR. So let's go ahead and dive into the Mythic Keystone dungeons. Combat resurrections, mechanics, and Mythic Keystone dungeons now closely mirror how they function in a raid encounter. When you start a Mythic Keystone dungeon, you will begin with 1 charge and accumulate additional charges every 10 minutes. All combat resurrection spells now share a single pool of charges to a maximum of 5 charges. So just a little bit of a Mythic Keystone change there in dungeons. Holidays. Holiday dungeons are now available to all players starting at level 20. Items that drop from these dungeons will scale to your current level. In addition, keep an eye out for new items in many upcoming holidays, such as the new Lunar Festival hats and the sturdy Love Fool. So that's kind of cool. So people that play the game for free are now have access to the holiday events and the items that come with those. And lastly, we have Selfie. Self-oriented photographers rejoice. Your selfie camera is now easier to obtain, and it has new background filters, Selfie Cam Mark 1 is available at level 15 in Stormwind or Orgrimmar via quest, and you can upgrade the Mark 2 Selfie Cam after completing a new 30 group quest. We've also added the following backgrounds, so basically the selfie camera is easier to get, and they're giving you more stuff to do with it. Alright, so a quick little achievement change here. So since Ulduar is moving to time walking, basically they're going to be changing the achievements that are obtainable in Ulduar. And it looks like they're allowing you to get the Proto Drake and Ironbound Proto Drake mounts a little bit easier as well. Alright, so class changes. Touch of the Grave, the Undead Racial's damage is going to be increased by 25% for Undead Death Knights, Hunters, Monks, Rogues, and Warriors. If you don't know what this does, basically the Undead have a passive ability that just when they deal damage, it has a chance to heal them, so this is going to increase the damage that it does, as well as heal them for a little bit more too. So this is just a slight buff to the Undead as a race. So a lot of these class changes here are actually in conjunction with the new level scaling. So they want leveling to feel a little bit slower, a little more realistic, a little more smooth. So it's, for instance, Cobra Shot and Raptor Strike. So for Cobra Shot, you're going to get a rank 1 as soon as you learn it. The damage is going to be reduced by 50%, and the cost is going to be increased to 50 focus from 40. Then at level 3, it's going to reduce the cost by 10 focus, and then at 52, that's when the damage is going to be increased back to normal. So don't worry, there's no nerfs going on here, because once you get to a certain level, the ability is going to go back to its normal stage that it is at level 110. So a lot of these aren't any nerfs at endgame. It's just to make certain specs that Blizzard thinks are a little overpowered at lower levels to, you know, make the leveling process a little better for these classes, make it not feel so one-shotty. So Raptor Strike, damage reduced by 29%. And then at 52, it's going to increase the damage by 40%. Blackout Kick, the chi is going to increase at level 3, and then it's going to be reduced back to normal until level 22. Rising Sun Kick's damage is going to be reduced by 41, then it's going to go back up at level 36 for these specs. Smite's damage is going to be reduced by 33%, and then at 16, the damage is going to be back up to 50%. So Rogue, Shroud of Concealment should now properly apply Haiti in addition to your party's Hunter's normal pet. I'm not really sure what this means. I'm assuming there was some sort of bug that was going on there. Assassination. So Sinister Strike damage is going to be increased by 30%. So that's really cool. Assassination, they must feel, is a little underperforming with consistent damage, so they're just bringing Sinister Strike's damage up by 30%. Shaman, Liquid Magma Totem, Healing Stream Totem, and Healing Tide Totem slightly changed to inherit stats properly. So there must be some issue with the stats for those. Those are being changed. Affliction, Shadow Bolt's damage is going to be increased by 100%. So that's really good. Another slight Affliction buff there. And then Warrior's Arms, this is going to be with the whole leveling thing. So Mortal Strike's going to be, you know, not as good at a lower level. Then it's going to go back to its normal state. And Slam as well. So developer notes, all damage changes to class abilities listed above are for low level balance, like I said, and are neutral at level 110. So yeah, they will not even affect your character at 110. So don't worry, none of this is going to change anything at endgame. Alright, so dungeons. All dungeons now reward personal loot. So that's kind of cool. I'm assuming that the bosses and mobs will still drop, you know, loot for the entire dungeon. But now at the end, everyone's going to receive a personal loot bag. Items. Uncommon, rare, and epic quality items now have the same potential item budget at every item level. Weapon, melee, white damage is now the same for uncommon, rare, and epic items at all item levels. So I believe, yeah, so this changes the power of lower item level weapons and armor to modern standards. All items above item level 463 have always functioned this way. So again, it's just trying to help with that. The new leveling system that they've introduced where certain items are going to perform a little lower or higher, and they should all be on the same scale now. Toys, a few toys that cause players other than the caster to take involuntary action, such as the Piccolo of the Flaming Fire, Tickle Totem, no longer function on targets outside of the instigator's party or raid group. The neutral silencer is also more effective against several of these toys. Fixed a bug that caused player characters to not look into their selfie cameras directly. And lastly, the user interface. accounts protected by an authenticator and Blizzard SMS Protect gain 4 extra bag slots. So this is really cool. Everybody should now go and do this authenticator and Blizzard SMS Protect because now our original bags have 4 extra backpack slots. This is kind of like a win-win situation. Your account's going to be more secure and you're also going to get 4 more bag slots. Alright guys, so that's going to do it for the 7.3.5 patch notes. Like I said, it's not a very lengthy patch at all, but it is bringing some exciting new features like the scaling, leveling around the world, the Old War time walking, the Silithus quest line, and what I'm most excited for is the new Battleground Seething Shore, as well as being able to finally purchase legendary items. Thank you, Blizzard. So, if you guys found this video helpful and understanding, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Leave comments down below what you're most excited for and what you hope to see in the near future patches. And as always, please subscribe. I will be releasing more Warlock PvP videos, more World of Warcraft guides, and World of Warcraft updates. This is Freak. I'm out. Peace.